Well, hello everyone, and let me begin by thanking Sadiq for the introduction. And once again, let's hear it for the Sadler-Wells dancers. In honor of this amazing group of city leaders, I offered to join the dance performance, but Sadiq said it would be an even bigger honor if I didn't, so I did. But nevertheless, I'm going to go back and tell my daughters I could have done it. Seriously, let me give a very warm welcome to all the mayors and city teams that are joining us from around the world. We have representatives from more than 50 cities here, and together they are the home to hundreds of millions of people. It's really very impressive. And it just goes to show we really can reach out and we really can make a difference. Now, I know how busy all of you are and how hard it is to step away from your cities, so thank you for making the time to be here and for the outstanding work you've done through the Partnership for Healthy Cities. And I will say it is wonderful to be here in London. I've said this 1,000 times. If I have to leave New York, this is where I'm coming. We really are together helping to save many lives and setting an example for cities every place. So let me also thank our key partners in this effort and in many others that Bloomberg Philanthropies is leading, the World Health Organization and Vital Strategies. A nice round of applause for them. Now, this is the first time that we're bringing the partnership members together in one place, and I think it's fitting that it's happening here. London, as we all know, is one of the world's most international and dynamic cities. It is a center of commerce and innovation, and under Sadiq, it has been a global leader in bold public health policies that tackle non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, as we call them. And through this partnership, he's taken an important step to make sure that kids in London have access to healthy foods, which he talked about. And he's also been relentless in tackling air pollution. And our foundation has been glad to support his innovative work and help more cities replicate it. And I saw the nice welcome that you were getting outside as I got out of the car. It's nice to be recognized. And as long as they spell your name correctly, somebody said, it really doesn't matter. I will say that one time I was at a college graduation giving a commencement speech, and somebody from across the big stadium where I was talking, maybe 60,000 people, started screaming obscenities at me, and I paused for a second. I said, "Thank you for making me feel at home." And everybody shouted them down. I was very happy about it. Seriously, Sadiq has shown that a lot of leadership and determination to do what's right to protect public health, even when it's difficult and even when it's not popular. The truth is, nothing important is easy, and there's no more important job for a mayor than protecting public health and safety. People sometimes ask me what I'm most proud of from our administration's time in City Hall, and I can sum it up with one single number, and that is 3 years. While we were in office, the average life expectancy in New York City increased by 3 years, and by the time we left office, New Yorkers' life expectancy was 3 years higher than the national average. So I used to tell people from out of town, if you want to live longer, move to New York City. And I can't guarantee that everybody would, but statistically, yes, I can guarantee it. So we do know it's possible for cities to make a lot of progress on NCDs and injuries, and it couldn't be more urgent because it really is a matter of life or death. In low and middle income countries, 40% of all deaths are from people under 70 years old. Sadly, the death toll will only grow unless we do something about this. It won't take a miracle, but it does take smart policies and the political will to implement them and defend them. And I think that's really the key. That's what mayors are there for, leading the way on NCDs and injuries. And mayors around the world have shown that they have the will to fight the tough battles and do what's right and to take risks and to try new things. And unlike other levels of government, mayors have to get the job done and show real results. And you have as good an example as I think there is around the world today in your mayor, who I've always been impressed. He does the right thing. He stands up. He doesn't do the popular thing, but he does what's going to make the difference to the citizens that he's responsible for. And Sadiq, you should be very proud of what you've done. I read about you every once in a while, and they talk about how the public's screaming at you. I have a smile on my face. Do I miss it? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But anyways, in New York, many of the policies that had generated the most the most opposition often turned out to be the most effective and the most popular. And let me give you one example. When we first proposed banning smoking in bars and restaurants, a lot of people predicted disasters. They said people would stop going out to eat and drink, and tourists would stop coming to New York, and businesses would fold. But the naysayers couldn't have been more wrong. The numbers of bars and restaurants increased, tourism reached record highs, and the policy proved phenomenally popular. No one would ever go back. And that was true even for the restaurant and bar owners who fought tooth and nail. And then as soon as they saw what happened, people finished their meal and left so they could turn over the table, and they never made any money from smoking, and they were always worried about being sued for an unhealthy environment for their employees, and that went away. So it was a win-win-win for everybody. And I remember the governor of New Jersey calling me and saying, "Thank you for putting the smoking ban in. It's the best thing that ever happened to New Jersey. Everybody's going to come across the Hudson River and eat in New Jersey." And about 3 months later, Christy Whitman, who was the governor and a really nice woman and very smart, called me up and said, "I just wanted you to know that today I introduced a bill to ban smoking in New Jersey." And I said, "Well, Christy, that's great. Why did you do that?" And she said, "Because my son hasn't spent a night in New Jersey since you put the ban in." So clean air is something that really matters, and whether you're walking on the streets or sitting down at a restaurant or either bellying up at the pub, what goes into our bodies really does make a difference. I am glad to say that more cities and countries have began passing smoking bans, smoking-free laws after we passed them in New York, and our foundation has been working to help those measures spread around the world, including through this partnership. And just as our success in New York gave other cities the data to act, we were never shy about borrowing great ideas from around the world. And I think that's one of the things that at the mayor's level, you really do things. If you think about it, federal and state governments may redistribute monies, but where government meets the people and gets things done or doesn't get things done, it's at the level that Sadiq and I have been lucky enough to serve. And so we've done the right thing, but there's always more to do. And I just wanted to tell you, you just got to keep at this. All of you are the ones that are really delivering these services around the world, and you should be very proud of what you're doing as well. Our bicycle share program, for example, was built on successful programs in Paris and Montreal, and rapidly expanding bus service. We learned from places like Bogota, Colombia, and Curitiba, Brazil. The work that we've been doing doesn't only help people in our cities, it helps inspire people to do it elsewhere. The idea sharing and success spreading is the driving force behind this network. There is so much great work happening in your cities, which we'll hear more about throughout the day. And to kick off the summit, we're honoring 5 cities that are helping to lead the way forward. It's always nice when you get recognized, and these cities really deserve to be recognized, but we know that all the other cities also deserve it. You just can't give an award to everybody, so we picked 5. Actually, did not include me. I just read the names of the 5 cities when I walked in here, and I wanted to congratulate them. Each of them is being honored for the work in a specific area, and they were chosen not only for the boldness of their ideas and also the impact that they're having, but also for their potential to spread and be copied by other cities around the world. These actual awards that we're going to give out were designed by a great artist and architect whom our foundation has been lucky enough to work with, Maya Valley, and last year she helped to design a beautiful temporary pavilion at the Serpentine Gallery here in London. And the awards are inspired by the shape of a platter for sharing food, with each of the 5 pieces part of the whole, just like the work that all of your cities are doing to build healthier futures. So now it is my pleasure to introduce the first ever Partnership for Healthy Cities Awards. The first is for a city that's been a road safety champion, making streets safer for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers, and it is Mexico City. Next up, a city that has excelled in tracking public health and making data more inclusive and accessible, Vancouver, Canada. Next, a city that has taken big strides to go smoke-free, leading to cleaner air for everyone, Bengaluru, India. The next award goes to a city that is setting an example for how we can respond to the overdose crisis and expand access to medications that can save lives, Athens, Greece. Mayor Bukayanis is here. Mayor. And finally, a leader on nutrition, including through its work increasing access to healthy food for public employees, which can create a model for cities everywhere, Montevideo, Uruguay. Mayor Carolina Cose is here. Mayor. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners, and one more big round of applause for all of them.
Thank you, Mark. I've seen a photograph.